What's action, Toga peeps? Tuppleton coming at you today with episode 2 of Indigo Blues, a review of Pokemon Emergency. And I promise this episode is not just going to be a recap of the TV series. I went back and watched the first episode and was like, that was not a critique, that was a recap. So, sorry about that. I'm trying to be a little bit more objective about what's going on. Shout out to EVGirl22 for having the best comment, actually the best comments on the first one. Added a bunch of information that I didn't, which was fantastic. I hope she keeps that up. So, you watch the episode, and it's fun. It's the episode where Ash goes to a Pokemon Center for the first time, and because he sucks, and Pikachu was hurt. So, it's in Viridian City. So, and I was very disappointed we did not get any On the Road to Viridian City music. But, yeah. Quite a few interesting character notes and characters are introduced and brought into this episode. One of the things, while he's at the Pokemon Center and he's waiting for Pikachu to get healed, he calls home, talks to his mom, and Ash's father is mentioned for once, one of 3 times in the entire series. He gets to Viridian City and Ash's mom's like, "Oh my gosh, we made it there already? It took your dad," I think she said, 4 days to get there when he started his Pokemon journey. So, things that we know about Ash's dad. He sucks worse than Ash, which is hard to believe. And, he started a Pokemon journey at one point. And he left from Pallet Town. So, all interesting things. What else? While Ash is in the Pokemon Center, we get to see a picture of a picture, which is kind of a collage, which is the 3 legendary bird Pokemon from Kanto, which is Zapdos, Articuno, Moltres, and in the 4th one, they have what I would assume to be Arcanine, because his Pokedex entries is a legendary or something stupid like that. But so that's that. Ash says, "Hey, that one looks like the one that flew over the rainbow," and you get to see a better picture. I mean, it's still miscolored because it was before the 2nd gen was around of Ho-Oh, but you get a better picture of it, and you can tell definitely this time that it was Ho-Oh, not that we knew at that point, because Ho-Oh wasn't around yet, but you could tell that it wasn't Articuno, even though that's what Ash says in the episode. He points to the picture of Articuno and says, "That is what it looks like," and he happens to be talking to Professor Oak, and Professor Oak says, "No, you're fucking retarded. What are you doing?" So yeah. Anyways, 3 legendary birds, Arcanine. The Who's That Pokemon, the 2nd episode, is the first time it is a Pokemon that we have yet to be introduced to in the, cartoon series, and that is Coffee, which is one of, a favorite of mine from the 1st gen. Holy crap. Shit's falling. But, what do we do? And Coughing, this is actually a surprise to people who have played the 1st gen of Pokemon. Coughing looked different in the game than he does in the cartoon series. In the game, if you look back at some old Gen 1 sprites, Coughing's face is actually below the skull and crossbones on his body. The skull and crossbones is where his face is, and his face is down where the skull and crossbone is in the anime. So that was a nice little tidbit to throw out to you there. Some other things that are introduced into this, which is a huge element for the series, is Team Rocket is introduced as Pokemon thieves. I think they call them, I don't know if they call them gangsters yet or not in this episode. But sadly enough, the Team Rocket that is developed in this episode disappears the next episode, and they're completely incompetent after this. But Team Rocket makes their pretty much their debut assaulting the Viridian City Pokemon Center, which is fantastic because they do so much stuff in this episode that doesn't happen again. Well, it does a little bit later, but not by Team Rocket. They literally ransack the Pokemon Center. They're freaking destroying computers, flying through doors, busting down shit. It's just amazing. Because it doesn't happen again. It's Little Coughing and Little Ekans just busting the hell out of this place. And it's awesome. But it never happens again. But, there's that. Pikachu gets healed. And here's something that a friend of mine brought up on Twitter, which I think was Abstract Thought, if I remember correctly. The possible Pikachu switch. And I never thought about this until I read it. That, in the episode, Ash's Pikachu gets piled on by all the Pikachu from the Pokemon Center. And he goes from being dirty and nasty and hating Ash to being completely clean, awesome, listening to Ash, like that. So it is a conspiracy theory that the Pikachu that Ash actually got from Professor Oak stayed at the Viridian City Pokemon Center and just switched the little medical device thing they have on his head with another one of the Pikachu that jumped on him that wanted to be trained. Because Pikachu leaves the view of the camera, well, the camera, for a short period of time. And supposedly switches the hat because he hates Ash. And I love this series because fuck Ash. And some other Pikachu joins up and blah 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 blah. And is a part of Ash's team. And that is why this is the rare and valuable Pikachu that Team Rocket is now so desperately trying to get their hands a hold of. And this episode introduces us to the pure destructive power of Pokemon. Because what could be, I don't know, fucking phone, but what could be thought of as a self-destruct or explosion by coughing literally blows up the whole damn Poke Center. And it is one of the larger, I think it's said in later episodes that the Viridian City Pokemon Center is one of the largest in Kanto. So, yeah. And there's the answering machine. One thing that happens in this episode that I don't know happens again for a long time, when Team Rocket's Meowth balloon bursts, they go flying off into the distance and become a little speck of light on the horizon without saying we're blasting off again. Some other Team Rocket elements that get introduced to this: the motto, prepare for trouble, make it double. That jive, which I love. This is one of the best times they do it too, is in this episode. It's introduced in this episode. And aside from getting blown up because coughing uses self-destruct or explosion or whatever it is, they are fairly badass in this episode, and it's sad that that's gonna disappear. So yeah, all in all, this episode, I'm gonna rate it about a 6 out of 10 because nothing really happens. I mean, you're introduced to the Pokemon Center, you're introduced to Team Rocket, Misty bitches about her bike, and fucking Misty, who is, at this point, even though we don't know it, a former gym leader to current gym leader, when we get to Cerulean City, we'll see that, throws out a Goldeen out of the water to battle fucking Team Rocket. It's like, oh my god, Misty, you're not hot enough to do that stupid shit. But yeah, so that's all the notes I have. So let me know what you guys think. What are some things you'd like me to add to these critiques? And someone needs to step up and show Eevee Girl 22 who's the boss commenter. Because if she keeps rolling on this, she's going to win something sweet. So yeah, alright guys, this has been Tuppleton with Indigo Blues Episode 2. Catch you on the flip side, guys. Peace.